Well, my name is Cecile Young, and I'm secretary of the Kirkland Lake Mile of Gold Quilters Guild. 1996. I joined right when it first started. No, there had been talking about it. Terry White was pretty well involved in getting it started. Yeah, but was a lot of. So they made one meeting. They made one meeting and put it out to the public. They advertised anybody interested in quilting, and they got enough to start a club at the museum.
Okay.
Yeah. Once a month on the third Monday. Now, except for summer, we're off. And because they say, oh, quilters, well, a lot of times quilters are gardeners too. But sometimes it gets a little too hot. I kind of like it in the summer because it's a little quieter, there's nothing going on, and I get more accomplished actually that way in the summertime. And then at Christmas time, we usually have no meetings at all. Now, the last couple of years, we have worked ourselves a potluck supper. Well, the Quilters Guild, our big thing is the quilt show, which has just finished. And usually there's demos, which I always do one every time. I like doing demos on paper piecing because that's my specialty. So, but it's pretty good. We've had a pretty good variety, I should say, of quilts and wall quilts and wall hangings and jackets. This year we had a lot of jackets. I taught a class in doing the fan jacket. I've had a couple of them, and everybody finally said, well, how about teaching it how to do it? So I said, well, okay. So we met for a few Saturdays, and then I helped them on the side. So they I had about six members that came and took the course, made a jacket. And a lot of them are on their second and third that they're making them for gifts now. So it's all starting with a sweatshirt. You take a sweatshirt like that and take the hoodie off, and then we just add beautiful fabrics in the shape of a fan. And on top of it, you leave the sleeves as a sweatshirt. But by the time you've dolled it up with really nice, I'm very strong on oriental fabrics. And you really doll it up. Put a nice collar on it, and it makes a nice warm dressy jacket to go out. I think a lot of them that do a lot of quilting like that is for the family, so they don't get to see them much after that. They're gone, once the babies come and the anniversaries and, yeah. And you can always tell when somebody puts on a beautiful, great big quilt. That's got to be maybe somebody in the family getting married or an anniversary. Diane Morneau, one year, made one for her parents' 50th anniversary. And it was all photos. Like, you can print photos now onto fabric. Okay? There's a fabric now that has a paper backing to it. And it's so that you can put it through your printer, and you can put it through. It has to be an ink, not a laser, and you can print your photographs and that right off your computer. And then you just peel the back of it off, and then just use it just like fabric and make it into squares, like that. It was just gorgeous. Yeah, it was all the different parts, their family growing up and the children and the whole bit. And this was like their anniversary gift. It was really nice. No, not that part so much. We've been showing each other, but just on a personal basis type of thing. I know that after that, I don't know. I just kind of picked it up. I don't even remember where. I've shown it to a few people, though. Now, Lasha Little, she made a nice little one with her garden and children, I think it was. And oh yeah, she's made at the show. She had. Do you remember seeing a tractor? And there was a tractor on one side there, and this was a blanket for her grandson, and she had his picture inside the cab of the tractor. So you can do quite a bit. Now, what I want to do is I have a lot of pictures of my garden, and my house plants, and I plan eventually to take all these pictures like that, and then I'll be doing down the garden path. One of my projects in mind. Oh boy, well, we're 43 members. Kind of a half and half. Some of them are quite experienced. We have a handful of quite experienced. We have some that are what we call intermediate, as the magazines put it. Then we have some beginners, some newbies. Well, actually, like, there's about 5 of us, and we're down as mentors. Yeah, we're down as mentors, so that anyway, if somebody has a problem, they can give us a call and we'll help them out. Yeah, well, what we do basically is we have our general business meeting, and then we have what we call our block of the month. So we take turns presenting a block, and you show how it's made. It's all in parts, and you show it all how you do it in different areas. And then, yes, you give copies of the pattern. Then the next month, you bring back maybe 1 or 2 of these blocks. They go up on the board, and you get a ticket for each block that you bring in. And the winner of the blocks gets them all. So many of them have, and there's a couple of them like Sandy Kirby that are just like right on like that, and then they'll win blocks that within the next month. The quilt in the next month, quilt comes back all done. You know, but yeah, we seem to share. I find that the quilt, I enjoy the quilting actually right now because it's easier for me to do, but I do find that we do share an awful lot more too. Well, actually, they usually approach us, and but we advertise. The meetings are advertised for both the Horticulture and the Quilt Guild in the newspaper and on the radio. They're very good that way for free advertising, especially like the radio. Robin puts it in, and as soon as you send it in a week, we get a half ad. And it goes on, what do you call, notices. So usually people catch it that way. And now the information is there as to time and where to go. So they sometimes just show up at the meeting and sit. Well, they're allowed to sit on one meeting with the Quilt Guild as a guest. And then if they want to come back, then they have to come back as a member. Yeah, with the Quilt Guild, it's $25 a year. We got a fairly friendly bunch. Usually somebody will get attached to you there and sort of adopt you type of thing.